Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a updated foundation routine. It's been a hot minute, okay? It's been about 8 months, so yeah, we're overdue. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my base as of lately, and let me tell you guys, I've been getting a lot of compliments, and I think that's because I've mastered adjusting like my skincare products and my makeup products to the season. With that being said, I want to touch base on 2 important factors in my opinion that's going to level up your base. So factor 1 is understanding your skin type. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. It is very, very important to understand your skin type, because how are you supposed to adjust your skincare products and your makeup products if you don't understand your skin type? Now, if you do not understand, please head over to your local Sephora department store. They can kind of tell you a little bit more about your skin, but I can kind of give you a synopsis if you are kind of dry, oily. If you guys are dry, mainly this important factor tells you that you are dry, which is when you wash your face and get out the shower. Does your face feel like you want to stretch it like tight? If that's the case, you are normal to dry. Now, if you're oily skin usually produces a lot of shine within the first like 10 to 15 minutes after they get out of the shower. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that you're oily. It could mean that you are dehydrated, because dehydrated skin goes ahead and produces a lot of sebum, because that's your body telling you, I'm thirsty, I need some more water. And usually for my oily folks, when you get out the shower, your skin just feels regular. It doesn't feel like it needs any kind of nourishment. That's what the difference is, or how you can easily tell what your skin type is. Now, if you are oily or producing a lot more oil, you do have to take into consideration, are you dehydrated? Now, dehydrated skin just means that your pH levels are unbalanced. So what do you do to balance out those pH levels? So you want to go ahead and add ingredients such as ceramides, hyaluronic acid. Those things are going to flood the pores of the skin and really start to make like a moisture magnet on the skin. So whatever you put on top is actually going to hold on to retention. So that's very, very important. And I'm sorry that I'm going on a skincare rant, but I hate to see my peoples do it wrong out here. So I'm breaking it down for you all in this video. So that's a little synopsis of skin type. I hope that made sense to you guys. If it didn't, please sound off in the comments with your questions and I'll get back to you guys. And the second most important factor is going to be adjusting your makeup and your skincare products to the weather. Y'all, how many times do I encounter this all season long where people are just sticking to the one finish of foundation that is literally destroying their skin for that season? Okay, so for like all of my oily girls, it is winter time in New York City. That means that there's absolutely no moisture in the air. So how are you oily, my friend? How are you oily? So you see, things like this have to make sense to the girls. So I want to make it very, very, very clear. So if you're going ahead and again, putting on matte foundation and then putting on a matte primer in drier weather, your makeup is going to texturize. It is going to look texturized and you're going to say, oh, my skin is cakey. Let me kind of give you an example here. So if you're more of a matte lover for the winter time, if you want more of like a natural finish, you want to do something of a satin finish. So it still is more matte, but it has a little bit of hydration, so your skin doesn't texturize, but you still get that matte finish, which you love. For my dry girlies, my normal girlies, you want to get something that is glowy, something that is dewy in that case, so that way you have a balance of moisture on the skin, but your skin looks fresh and healthy. It's time. You definitely have opportunity to go ahead and adjust your makeup, and I'm telling you, it's going to be game changer. So that's how you would kind of adjust your makeup to the season. And I hope that example makes sense. Again, if you have any questions, do sound off. So let's get into makeup application. Now that all the chit chat is over, hopefully a lot of this makes sense. So obviously I am more of a normal to dry skin, so I have my prep on. I have that little bit bit of a glow, you guys know. So we're gonna get into makeup prep. And now this is also a very, very important thing because there are primers that are going to be very important or play a big part in how your makeup lays. So again, if you are more on the dry side, you wanna pull something like this. So I am pulling a brand new one size Boba primer. Now I love this primer. I have spoken about this primer so much. This is my second bottle. I absolutely love this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Now, if you're more on the oily side, you might wanna go with the soft matte, something that's a little bit more blurring, but a little bit more conditioning on the skin, not so dry. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of these. I did want to say hello to everybody. I didn't get to even say in my last like 2 videos, Happy New Year's. How's everybody doing? I hope that this video is doing not me messing up, but I hope that this video is finding all of you guys well. I miss you guys. I miss creating makeup tutorials. As you guys know, as of lately, the nail community has been so welcoming of my content, and you know, it's a little discouraging. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now, trying to get my videos seen here on YouTube in the beauty community, but the beauty community hasn't been so accepting to my videos. I am a man trying to be in a woman's space, so you guys know that it can be a little difficult, but to all my guys in makeup, hi you guys. Don't give up, okay? It is what it is. It's a little bit more difficult, but since I've been absolutely loving the nail content and you guys have been loving it too, I've been focusing on that, and I do apologize. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm very much aware. But anyways, as you guys can see, the primer is, well, my skin is nice and primed, and it gives that beautiful hydration. If you guys are dry and never tried this primer, first of all, one size shout outs to you guys because they have elite primers. There is a lot of science behind those products that make the most sense to anybody that's in the cosmetic chemistry industry or understand chemistry. His products are elite. But anyways, as you guys can see, my skin is nice and hydrated. Now let's go into adding a luminizer. I like my skin to be very glowy, guys, y'all, but y'all know that if you've been following the channel for a little bit. So I'm gonna use one of my favorites. So this is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a couple of swatches. Now I'm not gonna blend this in because I'm actually gonna put my foundation with this. Oh no, I'm actually not, because I do want to color correct first. I'm lying. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of this, and I'm gonna grab my Mario F4 brush. If you guys do not have this brush, you guys are missing out because this brush is so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend that in, and this is gonna leave me with a little bit of coverage because this does even out my skin a little bit. I actually really love this stuff. The Halo Glow Liquid Filter is so good. I know that it was a big thing a couple of years ago, but let me tell you something, it still is one of those go-to products for me because it's so good. So again, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this in and let you guys watch. Okay, we're all blended. I also turned down the lights a little bit because I felt like I was looking a little bright and I was looking a little washed out, okay? And as you guys can see, the beautiful coverage and glow that it gives. I don't need to put a lot of anything right on top of this, but I am. We're gonna move on to color correcting. Now, I like to personally go ahead and neutralize, so I minimize the products that I'm putting on top of the skin. So if you guys are new here, or if you are familiar, you guys already know I'm pulling out the Huda Beauty color corrector. So this is the one in Mango. I absolutely love this stuff. If you guys have ever seen me on the field, I literally grab for this stuff all the time. I'm gonna need one size and Huda Beauty to cut me a check or send me some gratis or something, because the way I sell these out on the floor is crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna need my check, y'all. I'm kidding. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna actually put a little bit in the back of my hand. This is what I personally like to do because I like to create my own corrector. So I grab enough because the brush is gonna soak up a lot of the product. So this is what it should look like on your hand. And then what I'll do is take my current concealer of choice. I do currently use the Too Faced concealer, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it right near it, so that way I can make my little cocktail. Alrighty, so what I like to do here is grab equal parts of the corrector, making sure that all of your bristles are covered just like that. And then you want to start grabbing a little bit of your concealer shade. Now you want to make sure that your concealer shade is turning orange when you apply this, and you're creating, this is how you create your personal color corrector shade, because the mango is way too dark for me, but when I add a little bit of concealer, it kind of tones it down. And watch, guys, watch all of my darkness. I also start from the center of the face working upwards, because the first place where your brush touches is so much bulk. So if you're having issues with concealer creasing under your eyes because it's so bulky, so start from the center of the face and then work your way up, and you'll see that all of your concealer is not going to sit under your eyes, so your concealer is going to look really nice throughout the day. So I just go ahead and work this all the way into this corner, and it's okay if it looks a little orange, guys. It would have looked a lot more orange if it was by itself. Okay, so whatever I put on top of it, it's its job to go ahead and cover the rest. But for the most part, as you guys can see, everything is neutralized, so there's no more brown on my skin. If there's any kind of brown on any kind of yellow skin, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna shift gray. We don't want that, trust me. So go ahead and neutralize, and you'll see that you're putting on less concealer, because again, the area is now neutralized, so you're not trying to cover or stop it from shifting gray. I got you. So anyway, so go ahead and do this to the other side. So now that we're neutralized, we're gonna move on to foundation. Now this is what have been setting my base apart from a lot. I do cocktail, unfortunately, because there's no one like perfect foundation for me. Okay, so I do go ahead and mix. It's of these two right here. So this is gonna be the Hourglass Vanishing Stick Foundation and the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of this. Now I think the cream, because it is so hydrating, it really sits on my skin and make that like almost airbrush kind of effect. So I do 2 little drops of swatches, one on the forehead and a little on the nose. Now obviously that's a little too light for me, so we're gonna go ahead and mix a little bit of the soft lit, which is my actual shade. I'm gonna take a little bit in the back of my hand, just like these. So now I'm just gonna grab a little bit, not too much, guys. I don't need too much. I'm just gonna grab a little bit, and this is really to just move the product. So I'm literally gonna do a little stamp here, boop, one little step here, boop. Again, not grabbing a lot of product at all. I'm just taking a little bit of that, because I really don't have a lot of concerns on my skin. Yeah, so my under eyes is my real big issue. So now that I have a foundation that I know is going to give me almost a medium coverage, this is going to be phenomenal. Now, the one thing that I love to mention, and again, because it is very dry here in New York, my skin have been very dry, so I do like to use my Milk makeup, what is this, the Hydro Grip Setting Spray, and I love to layer this because it really gives a lot of slip to the foundation. So we're gonna go ahead and lightly spray our skin, allow it to just douse the skin lightly, and it's just so good on the skin. Sorry guys, we went out of focus, but now we're gonna go ahead and blend, and I'm just gonna press that into the skin. Oh, I need a little bit more foundation, so I'm gonna grab a little bit more, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and blend that into the skin. So let's get into this base, y'all. Yummy. Tell me it's not giving yummy. It's giving buttery, very smooth. I love how everything is turning out. Now, first thing to know, I did want to let you guys know that your color corrector should not be peeking through at this point. Everything should be nice and even like it is now. You guys see looking straight, there's no shadowing, there's no shifting of gray. Are you guys peeping? Everything that I'm putting on my skin is very thin, and I'm still getting that full coverage kind of glam. You see I'm getting the results that I want without doing so much. Thinner layers are going to be a lot better, okay? So now let's add a little bit of depth to the skin. I am looking a little bit tanned, and I'm really liking that, okay, because y'all already know I don't got no color. But anyways, we're gonna hop in to, I can't talk today, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna keep this in here. We're gonna move into the Makeup by Mario sculpting stick in medium dark. And now, if you guys know, you know this stuff is good, okay? So literally it's like butter on the skin. Look at that. Oh, and this shade I really like because it's very neutral. It's not overly gray, but it's not overly red. You understand? And I really like that for my complexion because it does give me just that sculpted look that I like. And I'm not scared to like put this on because it blends out really easy and effortlessly. So let's go ahead and blend this out. I do want to note that when I am doing this blend, I'm not only pushing it, I'm actually flicking the brush upwards, so that way it kind of blends in. Again, you want very thin layers of everything, and you see how nicely that blended out just with a couple of taps. That's why this product is really good. It's also really dry skin friendly, because it has a little bit of that slip to the skin, which I really like. So when you actually set this with powder, it doesn't even look like powder's on it, and that's what I love. Ooh, can we get into the Snatched Asian? Okay, the skin is looking nice and sculpted, and I love this color because it just ties everything together. All right, now we're gonna go ahead, before I get carried away, we're gonna go ahead and move on to cream blush. Now, I've been loving this. Now, this has been in my collection for a long time, but again, I'm adapting my makeup routine to the current climate, which is cold. So again, cream products are going to be really great. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Danessa Myricks color palette. Now I'm going to go ahead and bounce. I'm going to go ahead and bounce into the two middle colors, and I'm going to go ahead and just bounce in between them. And this is my own personal palette, so if it looks a little janky, it's because it is. So I like to just take a little bit of both and then just put it on my palette, and then I like to go ahead and apply it. Now, I do want to go ahead and tell you guys that do not be scared or intimidated by the color. Now, remember, creams blend out very easily, so like the color can be easily blended out, you know, if you felt like you did too much. Now, you also have to keep in mind that blush is the first thing that does go away first when you go ahead and wear your makeup. So if you want it to look I guess applied around the 8-hour mark, put on more. Yes, it might be a little intense, but let me tell you, it's pretty, guys. It's not something that you should be afraid of when you're leaving the house, you know? Just apply it, have fun with it. If somebody says something about it, like, girl, the haters, okay? Enjoy you, do you, and be a blush girly like all of us, because blush is where it's at. So as you guys can see, like, I'm blending it very far up, but don't worry, because my concealer is gonna go ahead and melt or marry everything together. So as you guys can see, we got a beautiful flush. Now, it is winter, guys. You can go ahead and just put it right in the center. I really like that look because it just looks like you're cold, you know? And I find that this gives you a really youthful appearance. So yeah, have fun with it. Do you guys see how beautiful this is coming together? I'm absolutely obsessed, and the glow is glowing, okay? So we're gonna get into concealer now. Like I mentioned earlier, I do use the Too Faced concealer, but because again, it's really cold outside, I wanna up the ante of moisture in these products. So I'm gonna just take a little bit right over here, right? Just that much, and we'll do it on both sides. Right, and then what I'm gonna come in with is my Fenty Beauty Wear Even concealer. I do have this in the color 300. It's a nice brightening color, on me at least, and I'm just gonna put that a little over the first concealer. And now what I'm doing, again with Chemistry 101, is that this is going to boost hydration to this area, to the concealer that I first put on, and now everything is going to firstly blend out more beautifully, and it's shearing out the coverage because I'm adding a moisture concealer to a matte concealer. So we're going to go ahead and, you guys know, start from the center of the face. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit because no, we're not doing that. So bring it down and then start working your way up. Now, when you're doing this, please again make sure that you are evenly distributing the concealer. Don't keep it in one place, especially when you're getting towards the eye. Kind of thin it out as much as you can before you go to those deeper wrinkles under your eyes. You guys know those are so annoying. And also, if you don't like your blush too high, again, take your concealer out here and that will correct it. So think sculpting and highlighting. Now how we looking, because I think we in business. Okay, so again, don't be fearful of changing up your products and adding a little bit of hydration to your products and just see how they work. I'm gonna tell you, this is gonna set very nicely because the moisture content on my skin, you can already tell that once the powder hits it, it's just gonna go ahead and just set it in place, but I'm still gonna keep the glow. But I want you guys to get really close and you guys can see everything is nice and smooth. Like literally all the lines are filled, everything looks smooth and buttery, and I'm so here for it. So now let's get into setting. So for setting, because I don't want to take away the shine, I don't want to do anything concentrated. Again, it's winter time, I don't want my skin to crack, so I am taking a very fluffy, fat, fluffy brush, okay? And the reason why I'm doing this is because fluffier brush picks up less product, and I am going to use my favorite. This is literally has become a holy grail for me. This is the Makeupforever HD Skin Setting Powder in medium neutral. Y'all, I love this stuff. I don't know what is it about this powder itself, but it just sets the skin beautifully without overly like drying it out, and I like that for me, especially if you're a dry girly like myself. You already know the struggles of powders making you dry, so you just want to go ahead and take a little bit of powder. I'm taking actually a lot, sorry about that. Hit off, you know, access this a lot. You know, a powder on there. Stop putting on too much powder in the winter. No. So again, you want to go ahead and start setting. We wiped off a lot of the powder, so we want to go ahead and just press it. Press it, guys. Do not dust it. Press it because everything is still wet, so you don't want to go ahead and move everything on the skin. That's exactly what happened if you do this. Okay, so just go ahead and take that thin layer and just press it into the skin, and you'll start to see everything just becoming very smooth, and there should be a lot less shine on the skin. So as you guys can see, I set the skin without overly taking away the shine, which I really like. So if you guys have not picked this powder up and you guys are looking for a good translucent powder, this Makeupforever is it. Alrighty, so let's get to setting our under eyes. So first things first, we want to make sure that there's absolutely no creasing under our under eyes. So we want to go ahead and clean off our brush. I'm just taking a paper towel right underneath me, and I'm just cleaning off any excess product, and then I'm going to actually push everything into the skin. Again, making sure that there's no creasing, because there is a thing as setting your creases, which you do not want, because then it's going to be there all day. So again, just push in any kind of creasing on the skin, and then we're going to go ahead and set. Jumping into my favorite under eye powder, which is going to be the Huda Beauty baking powder in Pound Cake. I absolutely love this stuff. I've been using it for I think it's like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I love it. And I'm gonna go ahead and take it with a porous sponge. I'm gonna grab a little powder, and what I'm gonna do is kind of mesh it into the skin, into the sponge. You guys know what I mean. And then I'm gonna take off excess and then apply. Now again, making sure that the under eye is nice and smooth. We're not sitting, and then we're gonna go ahead and press. Okay, just work it from the center of the face upward, and just press, keeping the sponge on the skin, but in a pressing motion. So we're keeping everything nice and thin, and setting all of that concealer. Now that we're nice and set, I feel that my skin is a little dry, so I wanted to show you guys the little trick that I mentioned before with layering of your spray. So I'm going to take a light just mist over the skin before I move into powder, because again, I want to keep that subtle glow, so I want to reactivate everything. So I'm going to go ahead and ensure that all of the powders are melted, but again, everything still looks skin-like. And yeah, see, now we're back. Okay, so now we want to get into contour. So I'm sorry guys, there's just a whole bunch of stuff, so if I'm looking down and not at you guys, please don't take that personal. But anyways, I'm gonna jump into my contour. So I'm gonna use the Sephora light to medium contour powder, and this is what it looks like really quickly. So it has that beautiful like gray undertone. Now I'm gonna take a very small brush to go ahead and apply this. So I'm gonna take a brush like this, because again, this is very gray, and I just need a little bit just to enforce that contour. So take off excess, and you want to go right in this area and start to contour the face. And again, it should have that little bit of gray. Once you put your blush, if you're still seeing it, it's because you didn't put enough blush on. But it should definitely come through, and at the end, looking straight at you when the look is finished, everything just looks more hollow in the skin. So as you guys can see, I just put a little bit of that gray, and look at how beautiful. Stop playing with me. Sephora come through, so I'm gonna grab a little bit more and do the other side. I mentioned the gray part and the blush because a lot of girls don't like this because they're like, oh my god, it's gray. And I'm like, it's supposed to be. I was like, at the end, it's just creating that shadowy effect or that snatched look that you're looking for. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that because a lot of people be like, this looks great, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. Trust me, it does not. At the end, it all comes together, I promise you. And if you feel that this is a little gray, all you gotta do is just take a little bronzer on top of it, and it just melts everything in, I promise you. So I'm gonna finish sculpting out the face. So now that we're nice and sculpted, as you guys can see from the sides of the face and the forehead, everything is very narrow, and even on the nose, we have a little bit of sculptation going on, okay? So we're gonna move on to powder blush, and I've been loving this blush. I spoke about this before. This is the Makeupforever Artist Blush in Anywhere Peach, and I really like this because it's very, very soft. Very, very soft, and I like that. It gives that everyday kind of look. So I'm gonna go ahead and take an angled brush, and I'm just gonna get in there, y'all. Don't be afraid, get in there. Tap off excess, and then apply. I'm gonna do this pretty high up just because I love blush. Who doesn't? Don't be afraid to put your blush high. I love this. I actually want to put on more, but I'm gonna keep it easy. I'm gonna keep it soft. But y'all, my lips are so dehydrated from all of this dry air. I'm gonna jump into my Fenty Beauty lip oil. I love this stuff. Again, this is another product that I love. I should probably do an updated favorites video, because there's so much new things that I love. So I probably should work on one of those for you. But I love this stuff. This stuff is so good. And the reason why I love it, again, it's one of those products that you put on. I'm sorry guys. It's one of those products that you put on and it really works. Like, it conditions, it doesn't leave you wanting to put on more on top of your lips, and it really does heal. Again, this is one of those products that protect or repairs your skin barrier, which is very, very important. So I'm gonna let that sit in because we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I'm gonna jump into a discontinued product. I'm gonna show you guys it, but I'm not gonna mention the name. So this is what it looks like. If you know, you know. I'm down to obviously nothing. Hopefully one day my dream is to create one of these formulas or recreate a similar formula like this, because I love this. But I'm gonna grab a little bit of this and take it with my Mario brush, and I'm gonna grab it, and y'all, this is gonna give my skin that skin-like finish, and it's just magic in a cream. So all I'm gonna do is just put this right over my blush, the high planes of my blush, and when I tell you, this product just melts into the skin. Tell me that's not beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see that in real time. Oh, I'm sorry, we were out of focus, but look at the glow, y'all. Oh my god. And this is a cream. Y'all see how beautiful and skin-like that is? Ugh, I love this product. So I'm gonna put this all over my face. Ooh, look at the skin. Look at the skin. It looks so good. I miss this product so much. When I tell you, this is one of the products MAC needs to bring back because it's so good. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. So guys, I'm gonna do a speed up of just a little something on the eyes that I personally do every day, which is to wash the bronzer. So I'm gonna let you guys watch. So the makeup is not complete. I'm gonna hop off camera and do my hair and get dressed, and I'll be right back. I do have to say that we clean up well. We clean up very well. No, I'm loving how everything is turning out, but of course I forgot the main thing, which is adding freckles. I love adding like either little birthmarks or beauty marks or whatever, or freckles. I just find that it adds a little bit of a youthfulness to the face when you have a full face like this on. So I'm going to show you guys what I use, which is the Freck Beauty Freck Noir. Now I use the orange one because it's a lot darker than the one in the black tube. That's just my personal preference, and I like to go ahead and focus this like right here on the nose, like up here, and then I'll bring it a little, just it really is contingent on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I bring it out here, sometimes I can just keep it on the nose, and then I do put them around the eye. Again, I feel that it's very, very youthful, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I do it. And I think that we're officially finished. Do sound off in the comments and let me know what you guys think of my updated foundation routine. And I have a question for you guys. Are you guys changing up your makeup routine and your skincare to fit the seasonal weather? Do sound off in the comments and let me know. Also, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and you guys already know I'll catch you guys at one of the 2 videos at the end, and I'll see you guys there.